My name is Jok Abraham Thon. I'm a Mandela Washington Fellow 2018, Civic Leadership at the University of Delaware. Today I had a privilege to share about my leadership skills and my Mandela Washington Fellowship experience with South Sudanese. Briefly, I'm going to share about Mandela Washington Fellowship. How many of you applied for Mandela Washington Fellowship before? So, how many of you went to US or a regional office?
Up to the interview. Unfortunately, alas, I was not taken.
So you clap for him and clap for those who have not denied. You know, and this is why I need to share with you about the Mandela Washington Fellowship. You know, it's a great platform where you can go and share your experience with other young people across the continent of Africa, mostly the sub-Saharan Africa, okay? So if you were not selected, then you are going to ask those questions and then we will share them together. And next time we can have a session of how you can apply and how you can make it, what is required out of you, okay? So if you applied and you were not selected, that doesn't mean it's the end of your application. Some people applied like 4 times. Mandela Washington Fellowship is a flagship of YALI, the Young African Leaders Initiative that was initiated by President Obama in 2014. It takes young people from Africa to US to go and learn leadership skills, entrepreneurship skills, and get connect. You connect, network, build your network, present your projects, and you find NGOs that can collaborate with you and help you build your organization. So I'm going to share with you now how impactful the project of Mandela Washington Fellowship was to me. I hope you guys will enjoy. So what you are seeing there is the school I established in 2016. I established Promised Land Secondary School in 2016 with about 250 students. And now, this school has grown due to the knowledge that I've acquired from Mandela Washington Fellowship, through things that I was able to introduce after my return from US. This one is during the summit. I think I could be somewhere here, if I can remember, on that side. In the summit, you meet leaders from US who share their leadership skills, leadership journey, and how they make it. So we are listening to this speaker, and she is the CEO of IREX. IREX is the implementing organization for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. So if you go to US through this program, you'll be able to interact with people, organization, you do community service, you will learn a lot of things. One of them will be like grant writing, how you will be writing your grants, like he has been telling you. You'll be taught how to write your grants, how to pitch your project or your idea, and how you can connect and network with other people. So like, how do you present yourself in an occasion like this? How do I connect with people that I didn't know before that I should have the skills to get me together? So, if you want to apply for this program, you have to follow the procedures of the application. By the way, I was really impressed when I saw all of you here and when I hear your stories. Other people are now having projects that are ongoing. Other people are having that idea of coming up with new projects. So, which is really very inspirational. And this is why Mandela Washington Fellowship is very good for you. And this is why also as alumni for this program, we need this program to extend to so many parts of the country because there are so many people who are doing great things in the States, but they don't know about this program. Are we together? So how do we let this program reach other young people who are doing amazing work across the country? I'm really enjoying your class, and this is why I have to have my time with you guys so that we see what is the future of this program in South Sudan. People together. How do you work together? The power of collaboration, the power of doing things together, the power of changing lives, the power of being inspired by one another, the power of appreciating how important your idea is to me, to other people, and how important I appreciate what you are doing, and I be part of your team. Is that together? So, in the program, I got a lot of friends, and I was able to share my idea of the school. And there were some other people who came up with ideas on how I can help kids do things in the school, like soap making, other things that are very important. And if you can see in this picture, when I came back in 2018, I came and launched liquid soap production, and I named it City Star Soap. And we were the first secondary school in South Sudan to produce liquid soap. So if you can see the impact of the Mandela Washington Fellowship, when I was here, I was not able to see the power of producing, the power of knowing something in yourself, the power of believing in other people, the power of encouraging, the power of motivating other people. So, but when I came from US, I was able now to introduce and put into action what my brother said before. Action speaks louder than what? Words. So if you can see, we train students and local women about how to make liquid soap. And this project now is going very well. And we also extended the community. We are training local women on how to make liquid soap. So if I was here, I wouldn't have learned about it. So you can see students that are making it by themselves under a tree. It doesn't require anything. So it doesn't require like to be done in a lab or to have a very good house, or so long as you have the chemicals and you have the procedures. So once you have those things, and if you need to know more about this, I have the email at the back of the slide, so I can be able to share with you how to make soap, and we can interact more, and we'll see what we can do together, okay? So, and if you have schools, like I had other people have gathering, like I had people having about a football academy. So this can be like a side project for your players so that they can be able to do something by themselves, be able to sell and create other entrepreneurial activity beside what they are doing. So the guys are enjoying, the students are enjoying, and you can see they're making, because if it was sealed, it was packed and sealed, you cannot believe it was done under a tree in a very rough environment. But you can see them doing it by themselves. So this is the power of what you can see. Because, by the way, South Sudanese people are really very courageous. They are doing things that are really very important. And you cannot know what you have until you come up and do something by yourself. When you were speaking, like, I had a project, like somebody is opening a canteen here. Who was that in Juba University? You know, doing a business is about finding the problem. It's not about money. It's about the problem you are solving. Then the money will come after. If you see the problem, then that problem will give you money. You can get inspiration of like people that are the guys who resized the computer. They saw it was big, bulky. It was big to carry, the computer, so they resized it. The problem they were solving is the computer to be what? Yeah. So, and then afterward, they get money. You get people like the guys who are in medical field. It's like finding a problem. So I find education is a problem in South Sudan. So I came in, opened a school, so that I solved the problem by literacy. But now, we graduated about 90 students, and they're now here in Juba University. And this is a big achievement. And without doing that, these guys would have been just loitering in the market, or they would have been in the bush fighting, or even the robbers, or even doing other bad things. So it's about finding a problem. In yourself, see what is the problem you want to solve. That is your idea. Build on it every day, build on it every day. If you don't know how to build it, contact your friends, and you'll be inspired. Not only did I learn about soap making, I also learned about the power of creating awareness, the power of giving out information. Like you said, the only way we can make Mandela Washington Fellowship reach other people is through awareness. So when I came back, I introduced the landmine, the gender-based violence and landmine awareness to primary school pupils and women. You know, as we know, South Sudan, there are so many landmines that have not been removed. Are we aware of that? But the kids are involved in scrap business. Have you ever seen those kids? They just go and pick those material, those metals to be taken for kilos, and then Ugandan guys will buy them, right? But they don't know the picture of how landmine looks or how other ammunition look like. Is that? Are you aware of that? So I came up with this initiative so that I tell them about the landmine, how it looks, and the dangers of landmine. And it was through Mandela Washington Fellowship that opened my mind and see beyond what I think is not possible. So now I'm doing all this because I learned, I was inspired, and I got how to reach other people through Mandela Washington Fellowship. Are we together? So all these were done through the community school, the school community outreach department. There are so many limited schools. Okay, few schools may have that, but we are the only school that have community, school community outreach department. It's a department that implements school policies in the community because you cannot take the whole school to the community. You have to create a small department that deals with other things in the community because when the community is peaceful, you have a peaceful school as well, right? But if you have a hostile community, you have a hostile school that students will be fighting teachers, right? So you change the community so that you have a peaceful school, right? Not only that, we initiated the football team, and it is called Promised Land FC. These guys, they're really amusing. By the way, I was a footballer some years, so I also got myself to be the coach. So, and we call our team as legend. I'm a legend. I'm a football legend. So I inspire them. They get connected, play, and now they're doing amazing. They're really great. I think some of them will play in national team as soon as possible. So it is a great achievement. And it was through Mandela Washington Fellowship that I was able now to create and see the talent in them. Like I'm seeing now in you, you are having great ideas that need to be molded and change this country in the nearest future. Are we together? So it's a power of coming together. It's a power of believing in ourselves. That is when we will change South Sudan, Africa, and the entire world. To make this world a better place for us, we have to collaborate. The power of collaboration, the power of believing in ourselves, the power of appreciating ourselves out there. Not only that, we were able now to send our students to US and regional exchange programs. Through Mandela Washington Fellowship, I was able now to connect with people that can help my students get to go to US or regional office. So if you can see those two guys, the gentleman is standing with me, just recently went to US for an exchange program that is called Pan-Africa Youth Program. So you can see now my students now have access to other information, have access to exchange programs, and having that ability to apply because I coach them, I'm in them, and I know they can do it. Like this gentleman you are seeing, through his lifetime in high school, he was really involved in leadership and getting students together and do things together. And this is why I recognize him, and all of us can also appreciate the power in him. The lady you are seeing there, she went for East African schoolgirls exchange programs in Nairobi. So it's through the power of connection. Because, by the way, if you go to Mandela Washington Fellowship, you are connected to different networks that can help you now and in the future. Are we there? So now you can see my students now have different privileges because of the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Are we there? So I need this to happen to you as well. I need your idea to be impacting other people so that we can change one by one. Are we there? You have those ideas in you. And this is why I need you to represent your idea, yourself, and South Sudan in the forum of Mandela Washington Fellowship so that you bring that knowledge and be able to inspire other young people in South Sudan. And one by one, we change the country. We change Africa. We change the world. Are we there? So these are the things, and I felt happy to share with you all this because I believe when I and you do things together, we will have a better country. We will have better Africa. We will have better world. Okay? So those are a few slides. So our school is not as beautiful as you see Juba University. It's a rough mud school. So things are just under mud. But our mind is not mud. Okay? So don't ever be scared of your operation condition. You can operate in any rough environment. But when your ideas are that good, you can exist. You can prosper. You can change. You can inspire. So you can see the kids are learning under this house, bamboo mud house, right? But other students who are learning in a very well ventilated and well built schools cannot do all this. But the story is not scaring because most of you study under trees, right? Who study under tree? Wow, all of you. So all of you took your classes under tree. So it's not a surprise to see this rough house. Myself, I took my classes under tree as well. My books were washed by rain, and there was nowhere to run to. I studied my school in Kajakoji, in Mangalatoria. That's where I studied my school. And that was a rough place. A bush place, you hear sound of gun, you carry your books, you run with your parents. We were too small, so if it gets you in the school, you may get lost from your parents. But thank God we made it, and thank God we are able to stand and tell the story. And tell the story that we will not end there. We will inspire more. We will reach the world-class classes. We will reach those smart schools, and our kids will one day be in a well-ventilated and well-organized school. This is our dream, and this is your dream as well. So for that dream to come true, we have to work for it. It's you and I to work for it. Don't wait for anyone. It's you to work for it. Are we there? The question is, how can I get money to work on these projects? Some of you think that having money is about a project. How many of you see people that are having VA but don't have any business? Yeah. So money is not a business, but your brain is the business. Are we there? I was so impressed by a story of a Juba University student, College of, College of Geology and Mining. And I was also again impressed by a story I learned of a Juba University student who started a business by printing the college T-shirts. He decided to print for his colleagues T-shirt. He has no money, but he has an idea. So what he did was he told his colleagues, my colleagues, for our college to be well known in Juba University, we need to have our T-shirts. The colleagues agreed, and he didn't have money. So he went to the printing company. The printing company, my colleagues need T-shirts. We need T-shirts. So if you can design for us T-shirts, I would appreciate. How many do you want? I need 100. How much? 2,000 pounds. He has no money. So what he did was he went to his colleagues, and his colleagues trust him. By the way, mark this. Business is about trust. So his colleagues trust him. They trusted him, and they paid half of the money that was required by the printing company. And the guy was able to secure the T-shirts. He paid a half, and he brought the T-shirt to the Juba University students. They took the T-shirts, and they paid the whole money. The balance remained with him, and the balance was able to be used to bring more T-shirts, to buy more T-shirts, to buy a printer that is being used for photocopying my papers. And the guy now is a businessman. Did he have money? But he has an idea. So now as you go out, you have the idea. Don't steal money. Don't rob people. But the good thing, I'm talking to intellectuals who has the idea, but they need to be inspired, motivated. So I'm motivating you now. If you have that idea, put it down, talk to your colleague you trust. Don't talk to somebody you don't trust, because they may steal your business idea. Talk to somebody you know, somebody that can collaborate with you, and somebody whom you can lift your business to a certain level. Don't end where you are. You're not born what? Poor. Who is born poor? Who is a poor man? Huh? None of you was born poor, right? So it's our heart and our mind. When we are locked, when we imprison our ideas, this is when we become poor. But when we open our minds, we get rich, and we get to inspire people, and we get to solve our community's problem. Are we there? So, thank you, and support education. And contact us on, that is our school email, if you want to know more about our shop, if you want to know more about Mandela Washington Fellowship, if you want to get more about the models that are taught when you go to US, if you want to know more about how you can apply or how you can get your application tips, you can contact us on that email, and I'll be glad to come and sit with you, share what you want, share your business perspective with you, and you'll be a better person in future. Thank you so much.